So, President of KTM, Baby Matthew and friends, I'm very glad that we have our two speakers who have arrived in time, and we'll start the meeting immediately. As you are all aware, this seminar is happening on the sidelines of the KTM virtual mart. And the physical mart is held once in 2 years. And in between, as we have our platform for virtual mart, which we did during COVID, we thought of using it. And about 500 delegates have already registered for the mart this year. I hope it will be a good thing for all of us. Now, today's topic is tourism, the way ahead. It's a general topic, and I think it's quite apt for the time.
Muted, sir. Can you unmute? Sir, you're muted. Could you please unmute?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Now, yes.
Hello? Yeah. So, President and friends, this seminar today is being held on the sidelines of the KTM virtual mart, which we started about 2 years back during the pandemic. And we have this platform available with us, and we thought, the KTM physical mart is held once in 2 years. And as we have the platform, we thought we could make use of it during the other years, that is the year in between. So today's topic for the seminar is tourism, the way ahead. It's a general topic, and I think it's relevant today. We are in the post-COVID era, and the pandemic has taught us valuable lessons in sustainability and perseverance, and how to cope during a zero-income period. How do we shed our fat and go on a lean diet, yet sustain and maintain our property and business, and also to be considerate to our employees. Post-COVID era is a new experience altogether. Last financial year has been quite encouraging. Call it revenge tourism or by any other name. People have come out in droves, and tourism hasn't seen such a surge in occupancies and revenues for a long time now. Will this surge sustain itself, or are we to see it as a high tide which would recede in time? What are the precautions or the steps to be taken to sustain the business in view of the lessons that we have learned in the recent past? What is the way ahead for tourism? Two prominent tourism operators will shed light on this topic in this seminar. We have Mr. Ravi Gusain, Managing Director of Airco Travels and Vice President of Indian Association of Tour Operators, IATO. And we also have a very prominent tour operator, Mr. Rajiv Kohli, is a Joint Managing Director of Creative Travels, and he had several international travel organizations. May I request Nirmala Lilly to briefly introduce the first speaker, Mr. Ravi Gusain, who will speak on the topic first.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you, sir. Sure, I'll do that. Thank you, sir. President Mr. B. Matthew, two speakers of the day, Mr. Ravi Gusain and Mr. Rajiv Kohli, and our chairman of seminar committee, Mr. Riaz Ahmad, MD of Abad Group of Hotels. And it's a very pleasant task for me to introduce the speakers today. The first speaker is Mr. Ravi Gusain. And Mr. Ravi Gusain is a hardcore marketing professional, social media savvy, and travel enthusiastic. He had traveled to all continents with more than 85 countries for promoting Indian tourism and visiting their tourism sites. His passion for travel encouraged him to start the outbound operations. He was awarded twice with the National Tourism Award by Ministry of Tourism, Government of India in 2009 and 2014. He is a Limca book record holder. He drove 1,032 kilometers in 7 days. Special four-wheel drive vehicle Arctic trucks in 2015. Part of first Indian self-driving expedition to Iceland glacier, long called the second largest glacier in Iceland. With this, I invite the speaker of the day, the first speaker. Over to you, sir. You're muted.
Thank you, Nirmalaji. Good afternoon to everyone. KTM President, Mr. Riaz, and other industry friends present here. So, first of all, thank you, Nirmalaji, for such a good introduction. I think we all are here passionate about tourism, and we want to do maximum what we can do to take tourism forward. So I thought the topic was Kerala tourism way ahead, but it's fine. In general, also, we all need to see what and how tourism will go ahead from here. And I think India, if you talk about the destination India, the India is always considered as a cultural destination when it comes in a mind of foreign visitor who want to visit India. So I think we have to change this perception first of all, and we need to make product which is more based with the community, intermingling with the community, and also like we have rich architecture, rich cultural heritage, but we cannot just ride on this cultural heritage for a long time because the demand of travelers are changing, and now more and more travelers want to explore the unexplored experiences. So the experiences is one of the most important fact now, which makes traveler visit any destination. So I think when we talk about India as a tourism product, we try to include more and more experiences into the holidays when we plan for the trip for our customers. So moving forward also, I think post-COVID, people are very much concerned and they want to go to remote places. They want to go to small places. They want to see and understand what locals are offering in their particular area. So I think we all have to see that tourism cannot just walk on standalone on one direction. So we need to explore multiple opportunities available in tourism, and this is how we will proceed further. I'll take an example of many places in the world where I've been, that people are even taking out tourism out of nothing actually. So when I compare with India, then we have so much to offer. So much to offer. It's just that we tour operator need to package it very well. Of course, there is a limitation from our side, because when we plan our tourists to visit any place, we also need logistics like hotels, transport and all. So we need to encourage local hoteliers, or maybe in a small place, people to make homestays, guest houses, and to help them to go reach the demand of international travelers. So we need to make these homestays up to the level of foreign visitors. They should be clean, hygienically well done. And also about the food. Food, sometimes we are very much misinterpreted with the food. We try to offer what we eat, but this is not the normal norm. We must offer what we have, but we need to blend it accordingly, so that it's not very heavy for the foreigners palate. So all together, when we see tourism, we need to be innovative every time when we talk about tourism. So that's what I want to say. I will come back later. I think that's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I introduce the next speaker?
Yes, please go ahead.
The next speaker is Mr. Rajiv Kohli. He is the Joint Managing Director of Creative Travel. He significantly contributed to the development of the tourism industry at different levels. He is the first Asian to ever take the leadership position of Global President of the Society for Incentive Travel Excellence, SITE, and Senior Vice President of IOTA, Vice Chairman of the Indian Convention Promotion Bureau, ICPB, and past President of Indian Chapter of American Society of Travel Agents. Mr. Rajiv was recognized as a thought leader, as one of the 25 most influential people in the global incentive industry. He was awarded the prestigious IMEX Academy Award, a highly prestigious recognition for contribution to a chosen profession. With this word, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nirmala ji. Good afternoon, everybody. Always a pleasure to participate with anything that has to do with Kerala. And always even a greater pleasure to be on the same platform with my dear friend Ravi. He and I have been doing this for so many years and we have so much in common. Yes, we are in a post-pandemic world. And we are in a world which has actually turned out to be very different from what a lot of people thought it would be. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of pundits, soothsayers had said, oh, mice is dead, people will never meet again, nobody will have meetings, companies will do Zoom Zindabad. The minute restrictions were lifted, we saw the world come back to the complete point at which it stopped. I have had the opportunity to travel quite a bit in the last 1 year since India really opened up in March of last year. And even a few months before that, I took my first real international trip in October of 2021, at which already the world was showing signs of recovery. In the last 1 year, and I know Ravi has experienced this as well, no matter where we have been in the world, airports are full, hotels are full, shopping malls are full, restaurants are full. Riazji used the word revenge tourism, be it pent-up demand, be it just the sheer determination of man to get back to what its roots. Tourism has come back across the world, no question about it. Now, every country, every destination has taken a different path, a different journey. We were one of the early countries that opened in Asia. I think maybe the first country in Asia that really opened up. But Asia itself opened up very late. We opened up, I think it was third week of March of last year. As a consequence, we lost a lot of the booking cycle for our preceding
connection issues.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, in between there was some break.
Oh, okay. So we lost a lot of opportunity for the destination to make sales. India is still behind the curve in regaining its market share. And unfortunately, no matter where we go today, there is very insignificant and sometimes no demand for India. People who want to come to India, people who have had maybe interest from before or have been to many other places. And there are a lot of reasons why we have no demand. We hadn't had our marketing campaign ready. The industry was not cohesive enough at that time, and things are getting better. I mean, I am so delighted at some of the work the Ministry of Tourism has put out in the last 1 month. That's really outstanding. Let's focus more specifically on Kerala. Kerala is, of course, one of the stars in the India tourism ecosystem. And I'm not saying this because all of you are here and you invited me. When I joined the industry, and it's been quite a few years now, I remember at the ITBs and WTMs, it used to be Rajasthan, it used to be Goa. Everywhere you go was Rajasthan stand, Goa stand. Those are the two stars. We saw at a point in our history, and I don't know, is it like 20 years? But when the God's Own Country campaign was established, and again, you folks will be able to remind me when it happened. But when God's Own Country was established, it caught the imagination of the consumer. And at that time, of course, we were talking about the international consumer, but it really caught on like fire, and the world saw Kerala as an amazing uh, destination that was now packaged cohesively. And it's perhaps one of the first states to take a very cohesive marketing approach. Well, end of the day, in our business and in any business, selling is about packaging, selling is about marketing, selling is about how you look, feel, act. And Kerala took on that leadership. It took on the leadership in a tagline. It took on the leadership as establishing more forward-looking policies. It took on the leadership as creating some unique products, be it the homestays, be it the tree house, I remember, be it the backwaters, whatever it is. Kerala established an identity for itself in the world as a picturesque, idyllic, unique destination. Fast forward to 2023, the question that you must ask as the Kerala Travel Mart Society, as stakeholders in Kerala, what has changed in the last 20 odd years? What progress have you made? Where have you come? What do you have to be proud of? And I think Riaz knows very well that when you invite Rajiv somewhere, you don't get a filtered, happy only opinion. You need a balanced, complete opinion. And I'm very clear when I say this opinion is simply my opinion, is based on my experience. And I will say Kerala has completely stagnated over the years and not made any progress over the last many years. I struggle as a stakeholder and trying to find something new, unique in the destination. I struggle to find something which reignites the passion and imagination that was there the 2 decades odd ago. And it's gotten into a sense of complacency. I mean, that doesn't take away from the amazing product you have. It doesn't take away from the hospitality, it doesn't take away from the quality. But Ravi said something which is very correct. The consumer has changed, the world has changed. If Ravi, you will agree, and let's make this a little conversation. If you and I were having this discussion 4 years ago, it would be very different. You and I would not be so stressed of competing, not with other white guys, but we're not getting rooms because of the brown guy. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gone. We never imagined how our world would all of a sudden be in a situation where the Indian consumer would create such a surge of demand for our tourism products. And I said this recently, it's not, the domestic tourism is not new. I mean, you folks in Kerala did create a very unique category for monsoon tourism, okay, which no other state has really been successful at. And I think the secret sauce, if we as the inbound players, because that is predominantly mine in Ravi's area, Ravi being our leader in IATO, if we had figured out as a destination how to take away our dependency on just the winter, we would have been better off. Okay, and you folks did do that, and you have always been strong in domestic tourism. But the point is, you have asked the question, what is the way forward? And the way forward is, it's a complicated one. And you have been going, you have had some patches of incidents within the tourism industry that took you backward. When the liquor policy all of a sudden hit the industry, and unfortunately, we in tourism collectively are at the end of the stick. But when the liquor industry happened, all of a sudden, your hotels were in complete turmoil. We didn't know what to do. There was inconsistency. But the question is, and I say this when I speak to destinations across the world, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that is the question you in Kerala need to ask. What is God's own country 2.0? It is not a new color, it is not a new video, but it has to be something. Ravi, I mean, Nirmala, Riaz, I don't know if anyone is going. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Just one thing I'll add, Rajiv, here, there should be a huge demand of product enhancement on part of Kerala. Kerala is now stereotyped, sorry for using these words, in Ayurveda, backwaters, beaches. So what I was suggesting is that there is the great culture we have in India, and every state has, even the Kerala has. So why don't we bring tourists inside the villages? Why don't we create some experiences with the village and try to promote them in forefront? Of course, your already promoted things will go along with. There is no need to, like what Rajiv said, there is no need to do the same marketing film about Ayurveda and resorts. You have the excellent hospitality, excellent hotels, everything is fine. But do we have space for our travelers? We are facing problems. When I go on sales call, it's very difficult for me to say yes to a group to Kerala. So what we need to create is different programs, different routines. One of the best example was I was in Wayanad after KTM a couple of years back on a fam trip. And I was very happy to visit tea and coffee plantation. It was a walking tour for half a day with a very intelligent guy. I never knew in my life that coffee, how is grown and how the spices is taken out from trees and all. So this is a very good knowledgeable session for me. And what if we can add something like how you brew coffee from plant to the cup? This kind of things will create some interest from the people.
Ravi, sometimes I feel that we take the saying, which is a very North Indian saying, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar," too seriously. We underestimate what we have as a country, as a state. And I mean, Kerala needs to realize that you made every other state start copying you. You created the Kerala Tourism Art Society, which is very unique in India. And it's perhaps the only one which, as a public and private sector enterprise, did succeed in creating something great. And everyone copied you. Okay. Now, unfortunately, everyone copied you, trying to photocopy you, not understanding the culture is different, the destination is different, the people are different. But we as a destination lost our ability to own our assets. Kerala is not the holder of the Ayurveda brand. Sri Lanka took that. India is not the holder of the yoga brand. Bali took that. I mean, Ravi, I'm sure you get very frustrated when we are traveling, and hear all these amazing yoga retreats, wellness retreats that happen in Bali and don't happen in India, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how do we try to get that back? And this requires introspection. Now, unlike a lot of other states, and don't copy what other states are doing, because all the states copied you. I mean, take pride in you folks did something first in our country. But the question is, how do you capture the imagination again? Now, I have been in the last few years, and this started just before the pandemic, and we have seen this an enormous growth in the brand awareness in the last 12 to 18 months of a country which no one in their lives thought would emerge as a tourism powerhouse. And yes, the country has more money than we can imagine, but the country has stereotypes of the way they treat people, has stereotypes on the political system, has stereotypes on the cultural system. And that country is Saudi Arabia. Ravi, WTM last year, do you remember the Saudi stand?
Yeah, they're breaking this.
And
They
anyone
are
who was
Raji, I'll just add, they are coming out of the perception what people have about the Saudis, not only WTM, in other fair also, ITB, or in, I was in ATM recently, they have huge participation. And they want to change the perception of people, because if the perception is not changed with branding, with the visibility, and what you can offer, and what is like you, all countries have their shortcomings, you don't have to populate that shortcomings. You have to cover it with much better things what you have. So
of course, in every country, and you and I, Ravi, have traveled the world, and every country is exactly the same. Every country has rich, every country has poor, every country has drugs, every country has happy spots. I mean, I'm in the US right now, and we keep on watching all their news, what's going on. And here we see a very small country which has embarked on a mission to change the way the world thinks about it. And yes, as I said, they have money, but there is a will to create their own narrative, their own conversation. To an extent, I desperately want to go to see what's happening in Saudi Arabia. Kar kya rahe hai ye log? And no matter where we go now in tourism, everybody is feeling the same thing. They have created, and their tagline, I remember when they took on the first ad, I think it was about 4 years ago, and it was a 1-minute ad with a very sexy, deep voice like Earl James Jones, that voice of CNN. And in the end, it was simply Saudi, we are Arabia. It's not only they created a product, but they had the guts to take over the word Arabia. Arabia is a lot larger. And
Rajiv, everything depends on the perception. So I think what you mean is that people should perceive you in certain way to be interested in your product, isn't it?
But Riyazi, perception is created, no?
Yeah,
perception and reality are never the same thing. I mean,
yes.
people say Indian food is spicy. I say go down to Kerala. I mean,
Kerala, I think, as you said, now we are a bit stereotype. That's what the talk I found out, because we have to give new experience. Now, what is the new experiences? That is what is important. I think we can
you're
delve
comfortable.
on cuisine and culture. Kerala has a wonderful cuisine, which is not to be found anywhere. It's not comparable to any of the food that is given in North India. So South Indian cuisine is one area. Maybe our culture, like Kathakali, the dance forms are different. In India, you can't say India, everything is the same. You have different types everywhere. Then there is another thing is that heritage and culture. Heritage, we have, especially in Kerala, we had early travelers from Arab countries as well as Portuguese, Dutch, all of them coming here. And they have left behind several things like forts and palaces and things like that. And we can in a short area like Kodangallur, now they have discovered Muziris. Muziris is where the Portuguese first landed. Dutch, they have come to Fort Cochin. So those areas we can have walking tours, something different than just stereotype things that we offer. And what like Ravi said, tea, coffee plantations, whatever it is, tea, coffee, pepper plantations. And we have a property in a 4,000 acre tea plantation. And there's a factory there. And people are so interested to come and see how the tea is being blended, made, and how it's packed, how it's exported, things like that, Something different from the usual, you see this place, that place, you go on a houseboat, take an Ayurvedic massage or something like that. As you said, it is found everywhere now.
Yeah.
And Riyazi, don't get me.
We have the advantage that Kerala had the first, was the origin where Ayurveda has come. That's it. I think something different has to come up. So we are also thinking, tomorrow there's a seminar in which our previous tourism secretary, Jayakumar, is addressing. It will be very interesting. So he is very outspoken and very witty.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, you guys have so much to be proud of. So our sense of frustration comes from the fact that you have, which nobody other has. I mean, when I go and talk about the world, I say, you know, the trade routes, you know, the industrial revolution, you know, the Silk Route. But before the Silk Route was the spice route.
Yeah.
And your little town of Cochin was the center of the universe of the economy at one time in history. You know, it's all about storytelling, and the challenge
right.
is everyone on this call is too old to do this. You need to take your brilliant people under 25 years old and tell them come up with the story. Because when Ravi and I look at each other, and Ravi, you and I have been traveling for
decades.
Ravi has driven in Iceland. Ravi has gone everywhere. Huh? I didn't know that story until you were introduced.
Yeah. But both of us have grown up together is this business, and we see, and even we sometimes say, yeah, look at the young people and what they're coming with.
Yeah, exactly.
I see Ravi has does Arvind has a hand up. Are you taking questions now? We can make it a conversation. I mean,
yeah,
it shouldn't be.
I think another interesting area in Kerala is the temple festivals. You see, during certain months, if you know the timetable, we can plan people to come there during those times. You know, it's a big spectacle with the elephants lined up, with the torches, being held and all that, with the drum beats. So it's something which is very unique in Kerala. Almost every village has a temple festival. So that is one. Then another area is that snake boat race, which they are doing it in a commercial way now, which I don't appreciate. But then there are natural ones happening.
And then, Riyaz Saab, there is one more thing which we should not forget, that Kerala has a long coastline, and there are rivers, canals, backwaters which you can use for water sports. You know, there are lots of demand for this these days. Even the normal travelers, they want to engage into all these activities. I just recently came from Dubai, Rajiv. Many people were asking about this helicopter tour, skydiving. I thought this is hardcore adventure. They say, no, it's normal. Anybody can do it. So it's an experience, what you can offer. So people will come to Kerala, of course, for Ayurveda, for relaxing, for nature. But if you have these kind of things, you may attract few more tourists who do not want only this,
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean,
but thing is, Kerala, you have to understand the local sentiments. There's fisher folks there. They put up nets everywhere, they have the feeling that the river and everything belongs to them to fish. So even seaplane, which was brought here some years back, could not land, and there was a big protest. So even this speedboats and things like that cannot be used very widely in Kerala. First, the sentiment has to change, and the local people should feel that they are benefited by it. I think that is one area which we cannot go into. But other things are there, like the temple festival, walking tours, heritage areas, cuisine. All these things can be, I think, done. Like another thing you said is very, like the plantation visits, things like that, something different from sightseeing.
Rajiv, just to add what Mr. Riyaz said, what do you think about community tourism? If there are restrictions or apprehensions from the local community, why don't we, as stakeholders or the government, join hands with them? Make it useful for them, actually. This activity will not hinder their livelihood, but it will enhance their livelihood, actually.
Actually, we have started that. There's a responsible tourism. In responsible tourism, we have a person in charge there. And in certain villages, like tourism villages like Kumaragam, Marari and all, already started working on it. So that, local people, we buy vegetables from them. And also these walking tours, we take them to the place where the coir is being made, or the person is climbing the coconut tree to pluck the coconuts. All these are interesting for the foreigner or for people coming from outside. They don't get to see in their place.
No, but Riyazji,
and we pay something to them, So that is interesting. They get something. They think that they are involved in tourism.
What Ravi said, skydiving, people want to get their hands dirty. Today's consumer is getting younger, and they want to experience the destination not from sitting on the side but being immersed. People want to know the story. And
Can I quote one example, Rajiv? Can I
Ah,
quote? Then you can continue. Recently Rishikesh, one hotel, they put up this lift and then they put up a restaurant. They take you on 100 feet height and it's in huge demand. They are charging 4,000 rupees per person. I asked this hotelier, who's gonna visit this in Rishikesh? He said, sir, full hai. Every evening is full. We give 1 hour, we give 1 hour slot. So this is the experience, what I mean to say.
and people want to know. It's about, and you guys have been good at this. It's about storytelling. It is not about going to Kumbalangani. It is not about the backwaters in Kerala. You have that. And Kerala will always have its core market. You have a very high repeat rate from a lot of Europeans. So that will always be there. Now the question is, in a competitive world, how are you enhancing your market?
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. It is, every product has a life cycle, and there does come a sense and a point of maturity which you have achieved. Okay, I mean, you can also very simply say, look, we're very happy where we are, we're very strong domestic product, and okay, let's not proceed. But if you want to grow and if you want to enhance the business, you need to enhance access to experiences, and your ability to give community involvement, like Ravi said, is unique compared to other places because travelers travel deeper into the Kerala state than a lot of other states. You go to Rajasthan, you go to Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, Jaisalmer. That's where 90% of the business goes. You go to UP, it's Agra, Varanasi. I mean, Khajuraho gets dead because of the air lift. When it comes to Kerala, there are people who are driving up and down, going on a boat across, and that gives you that ability to create touch points. And you use the word, Riazji, about responsibility. And that is what the consumer wants. And it is not just paying somebody. Responsibility means achieving a balance. And you talked about the fisher folks. Yes, it is their river, it is their lake. Who are you city folks to come and demand that you take over their generational livelihood and assets? But how can you bring tourism to balance, to support, to educate, to create a new line? I mean, I have never been shown or seen how do you fish on the Kumarakom Lake. I mean, put us in a houseboat and help us fish. Make us fish with you. Let's learn. You put out a net. I mean, I know you put out a net. Then what happens? I don't know what is in the net. I don't know how you take the net out. I don't know where the net stays. And no one has ever told me that story. Ravi, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
Absolutely right.
we only know that they put a net. That's all
Exactly.
we know.
Ravi just learned about the tea making.
I
No, Rajiv, what you say is very true. We have to change. This God's own country has to go to the second level now. And now one good thing is happening in Kerala. That is, now tourism used to be in central Kerala. Now somebody comes here, goes from Cochin, Munnar, Thekadi, Kumaragam, Marari or Kovalam. Now North Kerala has been completely sidelined except for Wayanad. That too, people coming from Bangalore or Mysore. So, and local people. So now what is happening is the roads are being widened. The national highway from Trivandrum to Kasargod is being widened like in the other states. Till now, Kerala was very reluctant to widen the roads, saying of many things. Now the road widening is happening, and it's happening so fast that in 2 years' time, the highway will be there, and to reach Calicut or Wayanad, now it takes about 7 hours. It will be done in 3 or 4 hours. So that is one good thing that is happening. So you can go by road, because in Kerala, most of the tourism destinations have to be reached by land, like in the forest or whatever it is. So this will be a great help or a boost to tourism, I hope.
It will. I mean, I never expected to see. Well, I was surprised at the level of excitement that the Delhi people had for the most silly reason that now from Delhi to Mumbai, you can drive in 12 hours. It's not that anyone is driving, but the roads that this country is building, Delhi Jaipur has come down to what? 4 hours now, Ravi.
Yeah.
With that new road, I haven't driven it yet, but I've seen it. I mean, these little things make a difference. Now, if you're having the infrastructure and the government is making stuff, you all need to sit together, and not you. It's not your responsibility alone. I mean, people like me, Ravi, and his membership of the Indian Association of Tour Operators, all of us are very interested in having more things to sell, and it has to be a combined joint relationship. It's not your responsibility or obligation to go away and come back to rest of us. I mean, and that's where the Kerala Travel Mart was successful.
Rajiv, there is one thing before we take questions. There are lots of things depends on promotions, how you produce, how you promote what you have actually. People has to know. So I've made a couple of sales calls after COVID, and I'm surprised nobody knew about these roads, better conditions or whatever, even the hotel situations and all. Secondly, I'm very happy that Ministry of Tourism, Government of India is coming out with a completely new website. They will be launching somewhere around 20th of May, first phase of it with 40 cities, 40 odd cities. And they have already tendered out promotional activities. You know that they are working on digital assets and all, shooting all new videos,
Correct.
each and every part of the country. They have all 220 cities. They will cover all over India in 6 months' time. So 40, they have already done with 40 and then 220. So I think this will create the better proposition for India as a destination. And it's coming up very well because like you, I'm also part of it. And today only we had a meeting. So I think the future of tourism is very bright. So way ahead is good. I'm sure with the stakeholders' involvement and the government support will do wonders in coming years.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Ravi.
Can we go to the
Nirmala ji, do you
question
want to take
session?
questions?
Yeah, anybody has any questions, please come up with it. These are experts. You get the correct viewpoint.
Yes.
And please, I hope I didn't offend anybody in what I said,
No,
but I
no,
just
no. You have to be very frank.
we
Everybody
admire what you have done.
Yeah. Everybody enjoys frankness,
So two guys, Mr. Arvind and Mr. Swami is raising hands. So maybe operator can allow them.
Yeah. Swami, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, Rajiv and Ravi. Good to see you and all of you. If you really ask me, I will be one person who got literally affected when you say, see, Kerala was monotonous. But since we are talking about way forward and then to see the future, I think criticism on the positive note is highly appreciated. And I totally understand when you all go on a sales call, you want to do the best to the country and as well as to Kerala. That's why this topic would have come, because we all want to give the best and we always get frustrated what we don't get it. So the reason for me to say, there's no question, but I just thought of telling that there has always been a carrying capacity issue in Kerala, number one. Number two, Kerala has started this tourism not on domestic, it has started on international. So the flavor of international tourism continues in Kerala, but the huge flow of domestic is also come up. So there is always be a question of how we manage both, because there are, if you remember, 20 years before, any hotel which came in Kerala was costing 10 to 12,000 rupees or 7,000 on that day. But yet you have a lot of supply available, which is on a mediocre level, which is available. Having said the same, we also cannot ignore our own countrymen who are traveling back to back. Sorry, I'm taking a little longer, sir, Mr. Riaz. Please excuse me if it is. So the crossroad of Kerala, as he rightly said, and being IATO KTM members, what is next to us is always a question happens every day, because you have somebody, as you rightly said, we also get a request that we have 50 people to come, a special experience. We are little worried what kind of houseboat we'll give for these 50 people. Although there are 1,000 houseboats are available. So the challenge of how we manage domestic as well as international will continue to be there. And the beauty is actually the nature and the cuisine and the people that makes everything to overcome. But I think Kerala needs, people in Kerala, all of us need every 6 months one debate. Otherwise, this is such a small state. with so much people in tourism, so much passionate people, so much creative, because we can be proud in responsible tourism. We are number one, sustainable, we are there. Every local person, as you rightly said, today I'm talking in front of you as a local supplier, as a community person who can reach to many parts of the global. So a lot of plus points are there, but the carrying capacity is where is the main issue we are facing. Anything you come out with new innovation, it can only take up to 100 people. And you know, this mass movement will not work here, but domestic is also mass movement. So this is the tricky is thought. I just thought of sharing my view, and that's it. Thank you very much.
You know, Swami, I think we all know if one thing Keralites enjoy is a good debate.
Definitely.
And yes, and I want to say one thing, that you and Keralite must appreciate and accept. Kerala is not the property of Keralites alone. You are a part of India. We are equally invested, interested, and engaged in your success, because you are one of the cornerstones of what we do in tourism. And so we sit here and I don't call it criticism, it's feedback, because we want you to succeed. And you are absolutely right, carrying capacity. And the operative word in today's scenario is balance. And if you look at carrying capacity, I will give you 3 destinations that have much smaller capacity than you can imagine, yet today have created an identity and a position for themselves beyond anything. One would be the Maldives, one would be Bhutan, and one would be Rwanda, which I had the opportunity to go before the pandemic, in a small little destination that's charging $1,500 per person for 60 minutes to see the gorillas. Yes, it's a unique product, but the carrying capacity allows them to go up the niche. So debate is good, debate is important, and it's through conversations great things happen, and you need to have those conversations.
I just want to add what Rajiv said, Swami, that for carrying capacity especially, you have to think decentralization of your products, first of all, and secondly, revalue it, like what Rajiv said. So you can only control the crowd with revalue your products. If you think your product is unique, make it unique. So you will get the unique customers for it. Otherwise, if you make it available for everyone, then you cannot stop people. So this is the thing, I think.
Arvind, you have your hand up.
Who else is there?
That's right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. And namaste to all. I'm from Zimbabwe, but born in India. I've been in this travel industry in Zimbabwe for 40 years. And it was a pleasure to attend KTM last year. All I wanted to say was I've been listening to everybody on this platform, but what I would like to add as an international observer, India is a country of vast tourism, culture, exposure. As far as Kerala is concerned, it was my first time coming to Kerala, and I hope I will be able to come back in 2024. My observation is as follows. Forget the rest of the world. Kerala as a destination sells in the South African market when Incredible India Tourism Office was there. I actually was assisting the director of Incredible India, who is now based in India. I have one request to everybody on this platform. First of all, we must be proud of being an Indian, no matter where we are settled around the world. That's the first thing. The second thing is I had offered my expertise to the KTM executive board when I was there last year, and I'm still waiting for an outcome to my request. I've just shared the international accolades which I personally have won in the last 2 years. And if there's any way I can make a small contribution towards KTM, it will be a pleasure and an honor to do so. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Anyone else, please? Now, Rajiv, how long will this post-COVID surge last, according to you? What do you see for the next few years?
We are in a position of demand and supply imbalance, and it's not the first time we've seen this. I mean, we in the core inbound circuit have seen rates in hotels go up and down. I will say in the next 6 to 12 months, you will see international outbound tourism come back stronger. It was impacted by the collapse of the global visa system, and it's been impacted by the cost of international airfares. But you and I struggle to get a ticket to fly out of India. And we are paying almost double of what we used to pay. I just did my annual budget, and my annual budget has gone for a 6 thanks to the cost of international airfares. We have seen domestic tourism completely blow up, and that is not necessarily going away, but it's nothing new. We will see new hotel capacity come in. Just in the last 2 weeks alone, big hotels have been announced in Agra and Jaipur. Two very, I mean, yeah, and this is going to impact the way we can sell these two core destinations. If the world tries to put people in a lockdown again, there will be rioting. There will be a bloodbath. People had freedom, people got locked up, and now people are using their freedom to the full advantage and saying, I don't give a damn. Whatever may be happen, let's go. I mean, I feel a little uneasy when I'm traveling. And as I said, I arrived in California day before yesterday. And in the way, there are no masks, there is no sanitizer. And we are a few Indians wearing some masks, there are a few Asians. We become very complacent again. And there will, Riaz, be another crisis. Anyone that thinks there will not be another crisis is either very young or very stupid. I mean, Ravi and I have known you also for, God, so many years. And we first met, I think it was at a WTM. I don't want to give our age, but a long time ago.
I've completed 24 years in company, Rajiv.
Yeah, Ravi, when I'm counting, I don't want to say how old I am right now because...
Yeah, 24 years. I am 42 years in the industry.
Very good.
My first hotel came up 82.
Wow. So Riazji, you've seen the cycles. There are ups and downs in every business. It doesn't matter about, it's not only about tourism. I know you have other businesses as well as a family. Every business has ups and downs. And the pace, what I am seeing now, change has been happening, and change is normal in the existence of mankind. But the pace of change has shortened. 2 months ago, none of us knew of something called ChatGPT. I don't know if anyone in this room, but go just do ChatGPT. I was shocked at its abilities. And there's so many now that have come out. The pace of change has become fast. And this will affect how we as service providers behave, act, and how our consumers think. So it's a different world, and 2024 is going to be even more different for all of us. And everybody needs to figure out how can we do this and how can we do this together. It's not about Kerala alone. It has to be, the conversation has to be with Kerala.
And the customer has become more demanding, isn't it?
Customer has become more aware.
And the
Customer
customer
was
has become
always
very,
demanding.
yeah.
But because more educated, more aware,
Now
more
he's become
worldly
more
wise.
demanding. You know, he's seen the world.
His access to
I think
information is
the
much
visa
faster.
problems have all been sorted out. No, India, coming to India is not that difficult now, even from the Arab countries, I think.
No,
From
thanks
to
to
come to
EATO, our
India.
visa problem does not exist. Anyone who tells me he has a visa problem, I say, go please try to fill the American visa form. It takes 45 minutes to fill one form. And then if you don't have a visa before, it takes you a year to get a visa. Our visa form, Ravi, what, 10 minutes
it's
maximum?
quite easy. Yeah, it's quite easy. And
So-
also visa you will get, they say 3 days, but many a times you get in 24 hours.
Correct.
That also helps.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Kerala as a state has more international air connectivity than any other state in this
Yeah,
country.
we have 4 international airports in Kerala. Now,
Who
Kannur is
else
the
has
last
that
one.
advantage?
Yeah, that's an advantage. But mainly it is Cochin and Trivandrum.
Hmm.
Still, you have options. You can fly to other cities.
Yeah, that's right. You can fly to all these cities.
Okay.
Now, you were talking
only
in the
said you
beginning
have
about
opportunity.
KTM. Mhm. In the beginning start, you were talking about KTM. We are all proud of KTM because all our competitors are there on one platform.
Hmm.
And it's a miracle that all of us are working towards the marketing of the destination. And the best part is even during the mart, agents are bringing in their clients, in spite of there may be poaching or something like that. So the agents here are very confident of their customers, I think. That's the one great thing. Ravi, you have been there last time, no, for the KTM?
Yes, I was. It was
Rajiv has not
wonderful
come so far.
experience. Visiting
Once.
Kerala is always wonderful experience because all good suppliers are there. So it's always good to be at KTM and renew your knowledge about product enhancements and if there are new products in the market, and to see the friends, of course. So it's a good platform.
I think,
Still, I validate it's still, after so many years, it's still going good.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
it's improving every year.
What the success of KTM is, you give a platform to the smallest of the smallest suppliers.
Yeah.
You allow the independent homestays to showcase themselves. That is unique. And your backbone is the entrepreneur. You have a disadvantage of not having Oberoi's or Taj's or Leela's the way North India does. But you have the tremendous advantage and uniqueness of having the small entrepreneur that has built your state. And that's what we in the larger tourism segment enjoy when we go to a KTM. Yes, I have not had the privilege of going. Malaika and my team is always complaining that I never come, but a lot of the team members go. But I love seeing the presentations that have come from an independent homestay or restaurant around, and that is your strength. So I have not meant to be critical over here or bring you down. I am only saying that your opportunities are much more than you sometimes see, and you will never see what you have, and that's normal. We will never see what we have, and sometimes you bring an outsider. I mean, when Ravi and I were growing up in this business, we always do bring speakers from America, from Europe, because you need an independent, impartial perspective. I mean, that's why you have focus groups. So I will encourage you to bring in stakeholders from all over the country on a more regular basis, be it on Zoom, be it face-to-face, and have these deep conversations. Don't save it only for Kerala Travel Mart once a year. It cannot be a
right.
conversation once a year. It has to be done. Hey, Ravi and I will be happy to come and spend a week with you in Kerala and enjoying your hospitality and the amazing food. Haven't done it in a long time. It's on my list to come back.
It's time
I
you
haven't
came.
been since the pandemic.
In fact, we were planning a session like this rather sort of workshop sort of thing with everyone, but it didn't actually work out.
Maybe we'll keep on trying, Malika.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, take it up again.
And we have good support from the government. Any government that comes in, they support tourism.
Yeah.
And they have been supporting the conducting of this mart in a nice way. So that is one great advantage we have.
You're the only one who's got that advantage, quite honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Even Tamil Nadu and other tried to copy, but didn't work out. Maybe for 1 year they did it. Next year it was not there. I don't know. Maybe because it is run by the government. Now this is run by the industry. Government is only supporting. So if it is run by the government, it becomes a Babu affair.
Riyazi, you said something, and it is very hard for us culturally. It doesn't matter you're a Keralite, you're Tamilian, you're a Punjabi, you're a Kashmiri. It's very hard for us culturally to leave our egos outside the door. And yes, none of us will do it perfectly, but you have done it to the best extent possible in our industry, where all of you have gotten together and created a platform where you can work as colleagues, as partners, and still be competitors. You will never get rid of your competition, but if you all think this is only mine, I will never share, I will never help anybody else, we will never succeed. And that's an example that rest of our country needs to look. My own industry needs to look. Stop competing with each other. If we build the size of the pie, there's enough business for everybody.
I think we have come to the end of the time. Now it's 4 o'clock. We had a good conversation, not only like a seminar, but we had a good conversation and many questions were addressed. And especially I thank both of you, Rajiv and Ravi, for participating in this seminar, especially Rajiv, who kept awake at 3 in the morning, isn't it? Yeah.
I went to sleep and I woke up again, but
now you can now go to sleep now, I think, if you get sleep. And enjoy California.
Yeah.
So thank you all the participants who have been here to listen to this, and we'll be posting this on our website, which will be there forever, and people will be watching it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Now,
Mr.
Nirmala, any
you.
words in conclusion?
No, you have already proposed what of things. I think there is no point in talking. Anyway, just as you rightly said, sir, it's very, very interesting. Nice to listen to all of them and interacting, and Swami also pitching and Mr. Aravind also pitching. Yes, we have noted many points. There are a lot of plus and minuses that they shared with us. And of course, as today's topic is Kerala tourism, the way ahead. Kerala has always been known for its serene backwaters, lush green, vibrant culture, and delicious cuisine. It is one of the most sought after tourist destination in India and in the world, attracting millions of visitors every year. But as we move forward, we must focus on sustainable tourism that benefits not only the tourists, but also the local community and the environment. Like there are a lot of points that came up that tourism has come back. India is one of the stars. Kerala has amazing destinations, leadership in many areas established. And then they also said the reality is consumer has changed, the world has changed. And the suggestions, definitely what is Godson's Country 2.0, a huge demand for product enhancement, ability to own our assets. There are a lot of points that ponder on that. Definitely we will reason it, sir. And it was great listening to all of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi Gosin and Mr. Rajiv Kohli. And yes, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was really, all kudos goes to our chairman, Mr. Riyas Ahmad. Thank you so much for bringing all these great speakers and for the wonderful session. Thank you all. And once again, thank you to each and every participants for coming in and listening to us. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
having us. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.